meteorologist Simone Biles, 24.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Jill Real.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday. I'm Gary Liberatore.
It's like we turned the clocks back and it's 2021 again. I'm meteorologist Jill Real, up real early this morning.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's been a while since you filled in on the morning here.
Yeah, I'm going to try and power through these next couple of hours.
And you did go to bed a little early last night.
I tried, but then I got sucked into the Olympics.
Oh, who doesn't, right?
I know, watched it all day yesterday. Sure. I absolutely love this time of year. Great weather this morning. Things are nice and quiet, not too humid as well. As we take a live look at our Nexus Center camera. Again, lots of sunshine for this morning once the sun begins to rise, but quiet conditions across the region throughout the morning hours. It is not too humid. We are dealing with relatively quiet conditions across the region. We're at 59 degrees, so comfortable at Griffith Park in Rome, 64 in Syracuse, 69 in Albany, 61 in Poughkeepsie. Again, those dew points are in the 50s, which is our comfortable category. I wish I could say that's going to stay. Unfortunately, it is not. We're going to be dealing with the humidity as we go throughout the next couple of days. I'm also going to be keeping an eye on some rain showers to our east. If you are traveling towards Albany, just be aware that they are dealing with some rain out to the east. But for us, again, mix of sun and clouds, a sprinkle or two possible. The heat and humidity return tomorrow. We'll look at that forecast coming up. Gary?
Jill, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, after a record-breaking 20-plus tornadoes in upstate New York here in July, U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer has launched a major push to increase federal funding to upgrade the state and national network for tracking major storms. Rome's downtown took the brunt of it locally here this July, but other areas were also hard hit. Now, Schumer is doubling down right here. He is calling for federal support for Rome and other communities as FEMA finishes its assessments. He says now more than ever, there is a need for Mesonet, which covers storm tracking for every county in the state so that early warnings can go out. Mesonet is a critical piece of weather infrastructure and is able to inform in real time. Schumer will be at SUNY ECF in Syracuse at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll have more on his visit tonight. New this morning, police are investigating a shooting in Rochester.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
It is currently 5:13. We do have a few traffic updates for you on our Munson Commute Cast for this morning. Again, the weather looks relatively quiet, so we're not going to be dealing with any weather-related issues, but there are just a few issues that we're going to be dealing with across the region for this morning. The first one is Genesee Street between Gulf Ave and Richardson Ave in South Utica and New Hartford. There's going to be some lane closures in both directions, so just be aware of that if you're traveling in that South Utica, New Hartford area close to Genesee Street. Again, this is between Gulf Ave and Richardson Ave. Then there, of course, is also the I-790 from Leland Ave to Route 12 southbound. There is going to be some lane closures as well there, as there's going to be more construction to the upgrading of that ramp as well as paving. But for those heading out the door this morning, otherwise, we're talking about quiet weather. Grab those sunglasses as you head out the door. We're going to see lots of sunshine for this morning into the afternoon. But the big story, the heat and humidity return tomorrow. We'll look at those temperatures coming up. Gary?
Jill, thanks. The 11th annual Believe 271.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Real.
A quiet start for your Monday with cool conditions to start and low humidity, but that is going to be changing over the next couple of days. Taking a live look, Nexus camera downtown Utica. Again, still dark. We are getting closer and closer to that fall equinox, which means we are going to be losing some daylight in the morning as well as the evening. But temperatures not bad to start for this morning. We're at 59 degrees officially at Griffith Park. But I want to point out that dew point is at 57, so it's very comfortable outside. But that is going to be changing as we go over the next couple of days. We're 59 degrees officially at Griffith Park, 58 in Watertown, 54 at Saranac Lake. You will notice rain being reported in Albany at 69 degrees. We're going to keep an eye on a low pressure system to our east that could give us a few sprinkles as we go throughout the morning and afternoon, but most of us will be dry. Closer to home, 61 degrees in Dalgeville, 64 in Westernville, 58 in Loudville, 60 up in Long Lake across the Southern Valley, 60 as well in Cooperstown, 57 in Hamilton, and 61 in Oneonta. So as we go throughout the morning into the afternoon, dew points aren't going to be too bad. They'll be in the upper 50s to low 60s. Starting tomorrow, it's when it's going to get very uncomfortable outside. Go on, put those air conditioners back on, not only for Tuesday, but for Wednesday and Thursday as well, as those dew points climb into the upper 60s to low 70s. Now on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, again, tracking some rain back towards Albany. So if you are traveling east this morning, especially on the thruway, just be aware once you get towards St. Johnsville and especially getting closer to Albany, you will be dealing with some showers. But for the immediate Utica-Rome area, the weather is quiet. The reason for this rain, we have this low pressure system sitting off the coast of Boston, and it's bringing some wraparound moisture into the northeast. Now, you will notice the cutoff is pretty much the Albany area right now. It's going to slowly push to the east, but will be close enough where we could see a stray shower, especially in Herkimer, as well as Hamilton, Fulton, and Montgomery counties throughout the morning and afternoon. But you will notice on our Skycast, most of today will be dry. So as we go throughout the morning into the afternoon hours, by noon we'll be in the low 80s, upper 70s on outlying areas. Again, maybe a sprinkle for this morning into the early afternoon hours. Now tonight, the weather will be quiet, but as we head towards tomorrow morning, a bit more humid. We're going to be starting off in the upper 60s to low 70s. We're going to be close to 90 degrees as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. The morning will be dry as well as the early afternoon, but some pop-up showers and thunderstorms possible as we head it towards Tuesday evening. A better chance of rain as we get closer to Wednesday. So again, for today, lots of sunshine. Again, just an isolated shower to the east. Temperatures will be in the 80s tonight. A bit more humid. We'll drop back into the 60s. And taking a look at the rest of your forecast, hazy, hot, and humid tomorrow near 90 degrees with a few afternoon thunderstorms. A better chance for some thunderstorms on Wednesday, but humidity sticks around for the week. Gary?
Jill, thanks. Well, it could be a new major break in the fight against...
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Jill Rio.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm meteorologist Jill. Guys, this is like, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Today is Monday, July 29th.
Which is, as a teacher, this is sad.
Yeah.
We're almost August.
Back to school you go.
Before you know it, we're back in school.
We'll see less of you then.
Yes, unfortunately. At least in the mornings. You may see me at night, but I can't pull this off and teach at the same time. But quiet weather for this morning. We're taking a live look downtown Utica at our Nexus camera. Again, things are quiet across the region, comfortable as well, but that is going to begin to change over the next 24 hours as we will begin to see an increase in that heat and humidity across the region. Right now, though, not bad. We're sitting at 59 degrees at Griffiths Park. You will notice some rain indicated out towards Albany at 69 degrees. Again, we will keep an eye on that rain potential, but looks like most of today will be dry. With a big story, it's comfortable. Our dew point is at 57, which is where we get into that comfortable category. Once we get those dew points in the 60s, close to 70, that's when we're going to be dealing with the heat and humidity, and that will be arriving tomorrow. So you will see that rain on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. That's mostly going to stay to our east as we go throughout the morning hours. So we'll call it a mix of sun and clouds for today. Temperatures not bad as well. We'll make it into the mid 80s, but 90 degrees in the forecast for tomorrow. I'll track those temperatures coming up. Gary?
Jill, thanks. With just 99 days now to the...
It is 5:44, and we had a beautiful weekend across central New York. Hope you had a chance to go out and enjoy the nice weather. We have some, of course, summer weather photos to pass along to you. You know you're getting closer towards the end of summer when these start showing up. Yes, some black-eyed Susans. This photo was sent in on our website. Again, if you have any summer weather photos, we want to see them. Just go to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Now, something to keep an eye on as we head into tonight. We've been looking at this forecast over the weekend. Now, we may have potential to see the northern lights as we head into tonight. Now, the skies look to cooperate. We'll see partly cloudy skies again. This is very unpredictable, but there is a possibility that we would be in position to see the northern lights in the forecast as we head into tonight. For today, though, the weather does look quiet. We're going to see sunshine throughout the morning into the afternoon. Again, isolated thunderstorm possible as we head it towards the afternoon, but a better chance for some showers and some thunderstorms as we head into the next couple of days as the heat and humidity increase. We'll look at that forecast coming up. Gary?
Jill, thanks. Fast-moving wildfires have ravaged...
Summer, stay in the know wherever you go. Download the WKTV News Channel 2 and the Storm Tracker 2 apps today.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Rio.
Starting up with quiet conditions for your Monday morning. Not expecting any travel problems across central New York. Live look at our Nexus camera looking towards downtown Utica. A little bit of cloud cover out there, but the clouds will give way to more in the way of some sunshine as we go throughout the morning into the afternoon. And it's comfortable outside. We're at 59 degrees at Griffith Park. That dew point, which we're going to keep a close eye on the next couple of days, that is at 57. So we're in that comfortable category, but unfortunately, things are going to be changing as we go throughout the middle of the week. So we're at 59 degrees at Griffith Park, but as we zoom in, temperatures are in the upper 50s to low 60s to start. 57 in Lowville, 59 in Inlet, 61 in Dolgeville as well as Little Falls, 64 in Westonville across the Southern Valleys. Waking up in the upper 50s to low 60s. We're at 57 in Hamilton, 56 in Sherburne, and 61 degrees in Oneonta. So as we go throughout the morning into the afternoon hours, the weather does look relatively quiet and comfortable. We'll be hovering around the dew point in the low 60s. So we'll call that the muggy category, but we're going to notice a big jump in the humidity as we head towards Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So it's going to feel very tropical outside as those dew points continue to increase. And along with the increase in dew points, we're going to see that chance for some thunderstorms as well. Now, speaking of rain on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, the rain showers are pretty much confined to the Capital District region, but if you do live in the Little Falls, as well as Oneonta, Cooperstown, you may see a sprinkle this morning. But as we go throughout the morning into the afternoon, this area of low pressure that's bringing that rain is going to push off to the east. So the cloud cover we're seeing right now will give way to some sunshine as we go throughout the day. So on our skycast, you will notice that decrease in clouds. So by noon, we're at 83 degrees in Utica, 76 in Old Forge, 78 in Cooperstown under partly cloudy skies. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds for this afternoon, with temperatures warming up into the mid-80s. So for today, we'll make it into the mid-80s, isolated shower to the east. Tonight, we'll drop back into the 60s under partly cloudy skies. And taking a look at the rest of your forecast, better chance for some thunderstorms the next couple of days because we will see that increase in heat and humidity. Near 90 tomorrow. We'll be in the 80s with some thunderstorms on Wednesday and drying out on Thursday. Gary?
Busy week.
That's right. Not working, of course.
Jill, thanks. The largest 3D printers.
With Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Jill Rio.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Jill Rio.
In for Eric, who is down in the heat of Florida.
Yeah, taking some time off, so I was more than willing to fill in with you, Gary.
Well, we'll see you for the next 2 days after today, right?
Yeah, we'll see how tired I get each day. But I stay up late because I want to watch the Olympics.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I love this time of year with the Olympics. It's very exciting. And weather-wise, things are quiet, which is some good news. We are seeing mostly cloudy conditions on our Nexus camera as we look towards downtown Utica. Again, that cloud cover will give way to some sunshine as we go throughout the morning into the afternoon hours, but a pleasant start for your Monday. Temperatures are in the upper 50s to low 60s. We're at 60 degrees at Griffith Park, 55 in Hamilton, 57 in Watertown, 63 in Syracuse. But the big story, it's not humid outside. Our dew points are in the 50s, so very comfortable weather to start for today. I am keeping an eye on some showers back towards the Capital District region. Most of this will be to the east of the Mohawk Valley as we go throughout the morning into the afternoon. So we'll call it a mix of sun and clouds for today. Temperatures will make their way into the 80s. Again, the big story for this week, the return of the heat and humidity. I'll track those temperatures and those dew points coming up. Gary?
Jill, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, after a record-setting 20-plus tornadoes here in upstate New York here in July, U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer has launched a major push to increase federal funding to upgrade the state and national network for tracking major storms. Now, Rome's downtown took the brunt of this here locally this month, but other areas were also hit hard. Schumer is doubling down on calls for federal support for Rome and other communities as FEMA finishes its assessments. And he says now, more than ever, there is a need for Mesonet, which covers storm tracking for every county in the state so that early warnings can go out. Mesonet is a critical piece of weather infrastructure and is able to inform in real time. Schumer will be at SUNY ECF in Syracuse for a visit there at 1 this afternoon. Police are investigating a
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. We are looking at our Munson CommuteCast as we are going to be dealing with a few traffic alerts as we go throughout the morning into the afternoon, but nothing weather related. Our first traffic alert has to deal with areas in New Hartford, specifically Genesee Street from Gulf Ave to Richardson Ave. This is due to some construction, so there is going to be some lane closures. Just be aware if you are heading in that area, the New Hartford, South Utica area, again from Genesee Street from Gulf Ave to Richardson Ave. We also have a traffic alert, of course, for our I-790 from Leland Ave to Route 12 southbound. This will also be dealing with some road closures and some lane closures due to paving and milling on the ramp in that area. If you're traveling anywhere else this morning into the afternoon, the weather does look quiet, no travel problems. We are going to be seeing some sunshine throughout the morning into the afternoon, so you're going to want to grab those sunglasses as you head out the door. Of your full forecast coming up. Gary?
Jill, thanks. The 11th annual Believe 271 Memorial Golf.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Riehl.
We are starting off your Monday morning with quiet weather across central New York. Taking a live look downtown Utica on our Nexus camera. We're not seeing a beautiful sunrise, unfortunately. We're seeing a mix of sun and clouds across the region, thanks to a low area of low pressure to our east, but it is comfortable outside. We're at 60 degrees at Griffith Park, but the big focus for today and the next couple of days is going to be that dew point. That dew point right now is at 58, so it's not too bad in the way of humidity, but that is going to be increasing as we head towards tomorrow, Wednesday, and for Thursday. We're sitting at 60 degrees officially at Griffith Park. You will notice some rain being reported in Albany, but we are staying dry at this point in time for the Utica area. As we zoom in closer, we're sitting at 61 degrees in Dalgeville, 58 in Westerland, 63 in Deansboro, 58 in Inlet. As we head into the Southern Valley, same story, upper 50s to low 60s to start for your Monday. 57 in Hamilton, 60 in Cooperstown, and 61 in Oneonta. So as we go throughout the morning into the afternoon, dew points are going to be relatively comfortable. We'll call it the muggy category, as it will be in the low 60s. But you will notice Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're in that tropical category. That's when those dew points are really going to rise, and that humidity is going to be in full force over the next couple of days. And along with the humidity will be that chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Speaking of rain, on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, there is a little bit of rain in parts of Otsego County, eastern parts of Otsego County, just east of Cooperstown, as well as you head towards St. Johnsville. The majority of that moisture is to our east, but we can't rule out a passing shower for this morning as this area of low pressure off the coast of Boston continues to slowly push to the east, but we are seeing that cloud cover around the area as well as a few sprinkles to the east for this morning, but do expect improving conditions as we head towards this afternoon. So on our Skycast, you will notice a decrease in clouds. So by noon, we're at 83 degrees in Utica, 76 in Old Forge, 78 in Cooperstown. As we head towards the evening hours, we'll top off in the mid to upper 80s. For tonight, it's going to be a bit more humid, so temperatures are only dropping back into the mid to upper 60s. And we'll see more in the way of heat and humidity tomorrow with temperatures approaching 90 degrees. But for today, again, a few showers to the east. Otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds, temperatures in the 80s. For tonight, we'll drop back into the mid 60s. Going to want to put the air conditioner on as we head into tonight because the next couple of days are going to be very humid and hot, especially tomorrow. We will be near 90 degrees with a few thunderstorms possible. There is a better chance for some showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday, and then again as we head towards next weekend. Gary?
Jill, thanks. Well, it could be a new major break in
4.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Jill Riehl.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm meteorologist Jill Riehl. Feels weird, like we're going back in time.
Yeah, back in time, a few years ago since we've done this.
Yes, it's 2021. It still hurts when that alarm goes off early in the morning.
Tough at least it's summer for you.
Yeah, and I only have to do it for a couple days. Well, Eric takes some much needed time off, which
Down
is
in
good.
the other hot part of the country, Florida.
Exactly. You don't have to travel far to see the heat, but today, not too bad. We are starting off near 60 degrees. We're officially at 60 degrees at Griffith Park. Now, temperatures are in the upper 50s to low 60s across the region, but you will notice as you head out the door that it's not really that humid outside. We're talking about dew points in the upper 50s. That is quickly going to change as we head into the next couple of days, so just be aware that the heat and humidity are returning across central New York. Also be aware that we are tracking some rain right now on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are seeing some rain just to the east of Cooperstown as you head towards Roseboom and Worcester. Again, Milford also seeing some showers. Besides that, mostly cloudy skies to start for this morning. We will see more sunshine as we head towards the afternoon. Temperatures not too bad. We'll be in the 80s for today, but we have potential to be near 90 degrees tomorrow. I'll track those temperatures coming up. Gary?
Jill, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Well, with now just 99.
The time is 6:40. We have some viewer photos to pass along to you for this morning. And whenever I see black-eyed Susans, I always think that summer is slowly coming to an end. This viewer submitted photo is from New Hartford of some black-eyed Susans. If you have any summer weather photos that you want to see right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise, you could submit them at WKTV.com/weather/pics. Now, as we head into tonight, there is potential to see the northern lights, especially as we head into late tonight into early tomorrow morning. So your best bet is after midnight tonight, closer towards sunrise. Of course, you still want those skies to be dark, and you want to look to the north to see the northern lights, but there is potential to see the northern lights visible as we head into late tonight and into tomorrow morning. We'll keep a close eye on this forecast. And speaking of forecast, we're going to see some sunshine eventually as we go throughout the morning hours. An isolated shower possible east of Utica as we go throughout the morning, but the heat and humidity do return. Look at that temperature forecast coming up. Gary?
Jill, thanks. Fast-moving wildfires have ravaged the popular tourist town of Jasper up in Canada's Alberta province. More than 20,000 people have been evacuated as two fires converge and quickly spread to the tourist town nestled in the Canadian Rockies. Officials say more than 350 of Jasper's structures were destroyed, making it the largest blaze recorded in Jasper National Park in a century, and it could continue burning for the next 3 months. And while rain and cooler temperatures have helped to subdue the flames, there are still active hotspots near the popular community. Evacuation orders remain in effect. The time right now is 6:42. Jill will be in next.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Rio.
A relatively quiet start for your Monday as we are starting off with partly to mostly cloudy skies across the region. A live look at our Nexus camera downtown Utica. We're seeing that cloud cover right now. Also tracking a few rain showers to the east, but as you step outside, you will notice that it's very comfortable. We're at 60 degrees at Griffiths Park. That dew point is at 58. When we see dew points in the 50s, we usually relate that to comfortable weather, but it's going to slowly begin to increase today, and especially as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're at 60 degrees at Griffiths Park. You will notice some rain being reported in Albany at 69 degrees, 67 in Poughkeepsie, 63 in Binghamton. As we zoom in across central New York, 59 in Inlet, 61 in Lake Pleasant, as well as Little Falls, 63 in Westernville, 64 in Deansboro. Now there is some rain back towards Cooperstown right now. They're at 60 degrees, 61 in Oneonta, and 57 in Hamilton. As we go throughout the morning into the afternoon, that humidity is slowly going to begin to increase, but you're really going to notice that increase in humidity as we head towards Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's going to feel very tropical outside as those dew points continue to climb to near 70 degrees by Tuesday. So again, a few showers down towards Cooperstown and Oneonta, so eastern and southern parts of Otsego County seeing some rain, as well as into Fulton and Montgomery counties. This is all associated with a low pressure system that's sitting off the coast of Boston. Now it is slowly going to push to the east, taking the cloud cover and rain with it. So do expect improving conditions as we go throughout the morning and into the afternoon. So you'll notice that cloud cover on our skycast, but as we head towards the noon hour, partly sunny skies. Temperatures will be in the 80s, so we will make it into the mid-80s as we go throughout the afternoon. Now, as we head into tonight, gonna probably want to put on the air conditioner because temperatures will only drop back into the 60s. Now, tomorrow we will start off dry, but notice how quickly the temperatures will be approaching 90 degrees. And on top of that, we do run the risk for a few pop-up thunderstorms as we head towards Tuesday afternoon and into Tuesday evening. Before today, again, a few showers to the east of Utica this morning. We will see a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures will be in the 80s. For tonight, it's going to be muggy. We're going to drop back into the 60s under partly cloudy skies. And taking a look at the rest of your forecast for tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid. We do run the risk for a few thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs near 90 degrees. A better chance for some showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday, but we still stay warm and humid for the rest of the week with temperatures near 90 once again on Thursday. Gary?
Quite an active week.
Busy, busy.
That's for sure. Jill, thanks. Well, as the cost for everything rises.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Jill Rio.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the CW11. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Jill Rio. And of course, we're seeing quiet weather this morning, which is some good news.
Yeah, and it was a very warm day yesterday, but not too humid.
No, and that's the thing. Like without the humidity, we can deal with this, But unfortunately, it's going to start to increase.
It's coming.
Yes, it is. We're taking a live look down our Nexus camera downtown Utica. Again, we are seeing some cloud cover to start, but do expect more in the way of some sunshine as we go throughout the morning hours. But dry for the Utica area for this morning. We are starting off at 61 degrees at Griffith Park, 59 in Hamilton, 62 in Binghamton, 58 in Watertown. And as Gary was just talking about, it's not humid outside. It is actually quite comfortable. Our dew point is at 59, and when you have dew points in the 50s, that's when we're seeing some comfortable weather, but unfortunately those dew points are going to increase. Tracking a few showers down in Otsego County, otherwise dry conditions to start. We will see more in the way of some sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures are going to make their way into the 80s, but 90 is in the forecast. Look at those temperatures coming up. Gary?
Jill, thanks. After a record-setting 20-plus tornadoes here in upstate New York here in July, U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer has launched a major push to increase federal funding to upgrade the state and national network for tracking major storms. Rome's downtown took the brunt of this storm here locally earlier this month. So many other areas were also hard hit. Now, Schumer is doubling down on calls for federal support for Rome and other communities as FEMA finishes up its assessments. But he says now more than ever there is also a need for Mesonet, which covers storm tracking for every county in the state so that early warnings can go out. Mesonet is a critical piece of weather infrastructure and is able to inform in real time. Schumer, meanwhile, will be at SUNY ESF in Syracuse at 1 this afternoon. Police are investigating a shooting in Rochester that left one person dead.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Rio.
We are starting off with quiet conditions across most of Central New York. As we take a live look at our Nexus camera, downtown Utica, starting off with cloudy skies. Temperatures not too bad to start. We're at 61 degrees at Griffith Park. Again, that dew point is at 59, so the humidity is not too bad for this morning, but it is going to increase as we go throughout the day. We're currently 61 degrees in Rome, 59 in Hamilton, 58 in Watertown, but as we zoom in, temperatures again upper 50s to low 60s, 64 in Westernville, 57 in Lowville, 60 in Inlet, 62 in Dalledgeville. Across the southern valleys where there is some rain in parts of Otsego County, 61 in Cooperstown, 61 in Oneonta, and 59 in Hamilton. As we go throughout the morning into the afternoon, the dew points are going to be relatively comfortable, but you will notice a big spike in that humidity as we head towards Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Do expect more tropical weather as we go throughout the middle of the week with those dew points increasing. It's going to be quite uncomfortable outside starting tomorrow. Today's not too bad. Just tracking a few showers down towards Cooperstown and Oneonta on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. These showers are associated with a low pressure system to our east. That low pressure system is going to slowly push off the coast of Boston, taking the rain and the cloud cover with it. So we will see some sunshine as we go throughout the morning and into the afternoon, but those showers down in Otsego County will begin to decrease. So on our Skycast, by the noon hour, partly cloudy skies will be at 83 degrees, upper 70s up in the Adirondacks. As we head towards this afternoon, evening, we'll top off in the mid to upper 80s. For tonight, get off with those air conditioners on. Temperatures only drop back into the mid to upper 60s. Dry starts for Tuesday, but with that heat and humidity, we do run the risk for a few thunderstorms as we head towards Tuesday afternoon and into Tuesday evening. But for today, again, a few showers to the east. Otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s. For tonight, we'll drop back into the 60s under partly cloudy skies. Taking a look at the rest of your forecast for tomorrow, hazy, hot and humid with a few thunderstorms across the region. A better chance for some showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday, with temperatures staying in the 80s across the area.
With Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday afternoon. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm meteorologist Jill Reel.
And today is gorgeous, no humidity, but
it's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I stepped outside earlier today. It is beautiful outside, very comfortable. We saw some clouds this morning, but the sun is out as we take a live look at our Nexus camera. Again, a beautiful afternoon. Temperatures are in the 70s, lower humidity compared to what we're going to be dealing with over the next couple of days. We are officially at 82 degrees at Griffith Park, 80 in Syracuse, 73 in Watertown, 78 in Albany. Notice some cloud cover to our east. So if you do live in Herkimer, parts of Fulton and Montgomery counties may have a little bit of extra cloud cover for this afternoon. The dew point, not bad at all, especially for the end of July. Our dew point is at 62. By tomorrow, we are going to wish our dew point was at 62 as that heat and humidity are going to return. Relatively quiet weather under Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, those clouds will begin to move out of the area as we go throughout the afternoon. So do expect partly sunny skies. We'll top off in the mid 80s, 90 in the forecast as we head towards tomorrow. It's going to be a hot one. We'll look at those temperatures coming up. Gary?
Jill, thanks. Beginning today, the Red Cross has a spot set up to help any Rome residents who may need it after this month's devastating tornado. Red Cross volunteers are in the basement of St. Peter's Catholic Church, located at 200 North James Street in Rome. It starts today and goes through August 9th. This is some of the video of the devastation from other churches in the area. Now, again, it will be open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Again, that is at St. Peter's Catholic Church on North James Street. The assistance available includes cleanup kits, health services, mental health services, spiritual care, and disaster assistance. And after a record-setting 20-plus tornadoes here in upstate New York here in July, U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer has launched a major push to increase federal funding to upgrade the state and national network for tracking major storms. Schumer is doubling down on calls for federal support for Rome and other communities as FEMA finishes up its assessments. He says now more than ever there is a need for Mesonet, which covers storm tracking for every county in the state so that early warnings can go out. Mesonet is a critical piece of weather infrastructure and is able to inform in real time. And Senator Schumer is also blasting an expansive GOP plan.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Reel.
A beautiful afternoon across central New York. We did start off with some cloud cover and actually a few showers in Otsego County. But as we take a live look downtown Utica on our Nexus camera, again, nothing but blue skies at this point in time. As you step outside, it's not too bad. We're not dealing with too much in the way of humidity right now with those dew points in the low 60s and sunny conditions with a light wind and 82 degrees. Doesn't get much better than that for the end of July. Now, things are going to change as we head into the middle of the week, so I strongly encourage you to enjoy this nice weather while we still have it before the heat and humidity return across the region. We're at 82 degrees officially at Griffith Park. You will notice some extra cloud cover out to our east. They are dealing with a low pressure system off the coast of Boston that's bringing some cloud cover Also brought some rain showers in Otsego County this morning. Before this afternoon, we are warming up nicely. 83 in Dowdville, 80 up in Inlet. We're at 77 up in Loudville, 84 in Westmoreland, 79 in Deansboro, and across the southern valleys, 78 in Cooperstown, 75 in Oneonta, 80 in Hamilton, and 79 in Unadilla. So again, the big story, of course, are the dew points. Our dew points right now are in the 60s, which is pretty comfortable for July, but that is quickly going to change starting tonight. Tonight, we're really going to notice that humidity begin to increase, and especially as we head towards Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So as we head towards the middle of the week, our chance for some rain is going to increase as well. So any rain that does develop over the next couple of days could be heavy, as we have so much moisture in the atmosphere with that increase in humidity. But quiet conditions for the most part on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Just one lingering shower in southeastern part of Otsego County. Otherwise, do expect dry conditions for this afternoon. We did have some cloud cover early this morning, so we did start off with some mostly cloudy skies thanks to that low pressure system just off the coast of Boston, but that is pushing to the north and to the east, taking with it the cloud cover and that chance for rain. But as we head towards tomorrow, the combination of the heat and humidity will lead to some thunderstorm activity. So for this afternoon, a pleasant afternoon. Temperatures warming up into the mid-80s. Now tonight is when you're really going to notice that humidity begin to increase. You probably want to put those air conditioners on. By tomorrow morning, we're already near 70 degrees. We're going to make it close to 90 degrees as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. By noon, we're at 87. And on top of that, we will be tracking a few thunderstorms as we go throughout Tuesday afternoon and into Tuesday evening. Better chance for some rain as we head towards Wednesday. So again, for today, that chance of a rain is going to come to an end. We'll see temperatures in the mid-80s for tonight. It's going to get a little bit muggy. We'll drop back into the mid-60s. And taking a look at the rest of your forecast, as we head towards tomorrow, just a few afternoon thunderstorms across the region. But it's going to be warm and humid. Temperatures will be near 90 degrees. A better chance for some thunderstorms on Wednesday, but you will notice that humidity sticks around for the rest of the week. So today is the day to do like any strenuous outdoor activity, because the next couple of days it's going to be sweaty out there.
Yeah, do that lawn today.
Exactly.
Don't put it off.
Nope.
Jill, thanks. Well, a newly approved blood test could help catch more cases.
With Kristen Copeland.
U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's on the case, working to clear red tape for the city of Rome after a devastating tornado. News Channel 2's Luke Radel has been following the government response since the storm. Luke, good evening.
Kristen, as the city of Rome continues to recover from that tornado less than 2 weeks ago, Senator Chuck Schumer says he's working to get relief to them fast.
And as we all know, the Mohawk Valley and Rome in particular were particularly devastated. I spoke to the governor, I spoke to my good friend, County Executive of Oneida County, Tony Picenti, and pledged support. Right now, just to keep you updated on that, we have a damage assessment phase. We're working hard with the local folks to get the FEMA money to replace the damage. And if you saw downtown Rome and the pictures of downtown Rome, it was devastating, devastating. You'd never think it would happen here. I've already talked to FEMA and said I want to make sure there's no red tape that gets in the way. We're going to push FEMA and the Small Business Administration to get us all of the money we need so we can help Rome and Loudville and Ilion and Homer and all the other impacted communities.
Now, you can see there, Senator Schumer also used a graphic from Storm Tracker 2, shout out to Bill Cardis, to show the record-setting tornadoes that hit across upstate. He noted that we're more used to seeing weather events happen like this in Oklahoma and not Oneida County. His push to bring federal dollars home to Rome, though, is getting a positive reception from the mayor there. In a statement, Jeffrey Lanigan said, in part, quote, "Rome will not be rebuilt in a day, but I look forward to Senators' continued support as we embark on the long road to recovery." In a letter sent last week to Governor Kathy Hochul, Mayor Lanigan and the county executive estimated just the demolition costs for the buildings damaged beyond repair in Rome will total $25 million. So they're looking for lots of help from state and local leaders to meet that need. Kristen?
Luke, thank you. Oneida County's 911 center released call data from July 16th, the day the tornado struck, and there were more than 2,700 calls for some kind of help. 550 happened between the hours of 3 and 4 p.m. We have the full call log at WKTV.com. The efforts made by dispatchers resulted in almost 10,000 radio transmissions after 3 o'clock, efforts that help restore power and open roads as quickly as possible. The Red Cross is now setting up shop in a new spot, St. Peter's Church in Rome. If your property was impacted by the tornado, the Red Cross is encouraging you to stop in at the church. They have caseworkers there available to evaluate the damage, as well as toiletries and other essential items you can pick up.
First, we want to thank St. Peter's. Before St. Peter's, we've been outside for days under tents with the heat, with the wind and the rain. So being able to be in a facility like this has just been outstanding. We've been able to work with St. Peter's to help put out items for the community to come in. They've been able to meet with our caseworkers to find out what additional services that we can provide to help them in their recovery.
The Red Cross will be at St. Peter's until August 9th. Let's get you over to the Weather Center and Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Kristen, a beautiful day today. It's turning a lot warmer and more humid as we head throughout the week. This evening, the weather looks pretty quiet. This live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperatures are in the mid-80s, 84 degrees in Rome, Syracuse 85, Albany 80 degrees. A little bit more cloud cover to the east of us today, and that's where it will stay. Our weather headlines: hot and humid weather throughout this week, a better chance for thunderstorms as we head into the middle of the week. We're also tracking the possibility of northern lights tonight, and we're expecting a solar storm to take place, which could put our viewing area within a glimpse of that. We'll have more on that in a bit. The humidity looks to linger around as we head into the weekend. This evening, temperatures in the upper 70s. I've got to look at our next chance of storms, and that's coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Very sad news to report. Oneida County legislator
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. A very warm and humid stretch of weather ahead. Let's take a live look at downtown Utica. Today turning out to be a very lovely day in Central New York. A very warm afternoon, made it into the mid-80s. Again, this is a live look in downtown Utica. Skies are expected to stay partly cloudy as we head into tonight. Some showers to our east will stay to the east, but there will be a couple of sprinkles in the Adirondacks here early this evening. You might have noticed some haze in the sky. That's from wildfire smoke that's been part of that's been kind of hanging around into the weekend. Well, the weather patterns are going to lift this to the north, and the very minimal impact it is having on air quality will go away, and we do expect skies to clear out. The northern lights will be possibly viewed tonight. These are always difficult to try to predict because there's a lot of things that we don't know about this, but we do know that there's some energy heading into the atmosphere, and that could cause a faint glow to the north. This energy is expected to arrive after midnight, so if you're trying to watch this, later is better than earlier. There could also be another chance very early tomorrow evening, right after sunset. We'll continue to keep you posted. High humidity in store over the next several days. The dew point is expected to be in the upper 60s to low 70s. But the farmers that are trying to get their second cut of hay in, it's going to be kind of tough to do it this week. We do have the chance for thunderstorms as we head into the week, especially Wednesday. Skywatchers, Bob and Clinton 87 degrees, Helen and Cassville 82, Sandy and Fairfield with 87. Again, a very warm day across central New York. Carroll and Worcester with 82. We've got high pressure in control of our weather, but I'm tracking this disturbance to the west, and that will bring a few scattered showers and thunderstorms to our region over the next couple of days. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight lows drop into the mid-60s. Tomorrow starts out dry. It's very warm and very humid. In fact, we'll call it a hot day. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies, a very muggy night. Overnight lows near 70. Widespread showers and thunderstorms are expected as we head into Wednesday. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 65. Tomorrow, a generally nice day, a hot day with the chance of a thunderstorm in the afternoon. A high temperature close to 90. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Well, as you can see, a very humid week ahead. We're not going to see any breaks here with the humidity, but we will get some breaks in the wet weather. It looks like the chance of thunderstorms tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday looks dry, and then more thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And just a reminder, these are the storms that happen in the afternoon. The only day that might be a washout is Wednesday, but the rest of them, they don't seem to last very long.
All right, Bill, thank you. Still come here on News Channel 2 at 6. The best plays from the past week. It's your top 6 at
With Ben Kinney.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Jason is off tonight. Senator Chuck Schumer was in Syracuse this afternoon to push for more funding for the state's Mesonet Weather Network. It's your top story tonight. Speaking at SUNY ESF, the senator mentioned how the recent Rome tornado highlights the changing environment in the area. The senator touted the New York State Mesonet system, which uses 127 sites around the state to track weather data. Schumer says funding for these sites is imperative to better understand and forecast the weather. The senator also gave an update on federal funding for Rome.
And as we all know, the Mohawk Valley and Rome in particular were particularly devastated. I spoke to the governor, I spoke to my good friend, county executive of Oneida County, Tony Picenti, and pledged support. Right now, just to keep you updated on that, we have a damage assessment phase. We're working hard with the local folks to get the FEMA money to replace the damage. And if you saw downtown Rome and the pictures of downtown Rome, it was devastating, devastating. You'd never think it would happen here. I've already talked to FEMA and said I want to make sure there's no red tape that gets in the way. We're going to push FEMA and the Small Business Administration to get us all of the money we need so we can help Rome and Loudville and Ilion and Homer and all the other impacted communities. Utica?
Oneida County's 911 center released call data from July 16th, the day the tornado struck. There were more than 2,700 calls for some kind of help. 550 happened between 3 and 4 p.m., which is right when that tornado touched down. We have the full call log on our website, WKTV.com. These efforts made by the dispatchers resulted in almost 10,000 radio transmissions after just 3 o'clock. Efforts that helped restore power and open roads as quickly as possible. The Red Cross setting up shop in a new spot, St. Peter's Church in Rome. If your property was impacted by the tornado, the Red Cross is encouraging you to stop in at St. Peter's. They have caseworkers there available to evaluate the damage, as well as toiletries and other essential items.
First, we want to thank St. Peter's. Before St. Peter's, we've been outside for days under tents with the heat, with the wind and the rain. So being able to be in a facility like this has just been outstanding. We've been able to work with St. Peter's to help put out items for the community to come in. They've been able to meet with our caseworkers to find out what additional services that we can provide to help them in their recovery.
The Red Cross will be based out of St. Peter's until August 9th. Time now for a first look at your forecast with Chief Meteorologist. Wow, can't talk tonight.
It's Monday.
Yeah, it is. Well, no, it's my Friday.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Bill Curtis talking about a different kind of storm. A northern lights possibility.
I got a little bit of activity from the sun.
Yeah.
This is expected to arrive after midnight, which could produce the northern lights. Now, sky conditions are favorable for this tonight locally. We should be able to see this.
Even with the little haze from the wildfire smoke?
It might kind of mute the colors a little bit, but it shouldn't stop us from seeing it. I'm thinking this is going to be a late show if it does happen. Remember, this is not weather forecasting. Solar storms are incredibly difficult to forecast. A lot of these just kind of pop up out of nowhere. But the conditions are expected tonight, and you need a lot of luck. My recommendation, there are tons of apps that track conditions with the Aurora, or that's all another name for the northern lights. I would recommend downloading a few of them and getting alerts on your phone if you're really serious about catching them tonight. Live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet. A couple of sprinkles to our east will stay to the east. Our temperature is 68 degrees, clear skies, calm winds. Temperatures tonight will drop into the mid-60s. It's going to be hot and humid over the next several days. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s for the most part. The only day that's a little different is Wednesday. We'll be in the low 80s due to excessive rain that we're expecting. Tonight, good night to leave the windows open or maybe run the fan. Overnight lows drop into the mid-60s. We've got some very warm nights ahead, too. We're going to look at the forecast coming up. Ben, back over to you.
Bill, thank you very much. A Utica man is accused of cutting his ex-girlfriend in the neck.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are taking a live look in downtown Utica. Pretty quiet night across the region. Temperature of 69 degrees. Beautiful sunset tonight. This picture from Martha in New Lisbon. The sunset had a lot of color to it tonight due to some wildfire smoke that has been in the air since this weekend. That has originated from Western Canada. More on that in just a second. A couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms to the east tonight. From our live look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, these are going to stay to the east. Our weather looks pretty quiet. Again, some light smoke in the air today, creating that haze. The weather patterns will shift this smoke to the north, and we do expect a decrease in haze and an increase in air quality. The air quality didn't have a major impact on the air quality, but it was relatively small. That is going to change tomorrow, too. Again, the weather is expected to cause whatever haze that's in the air to move to the north. Again, the northern lights could be visible tonight after midnight. Look to the north here just before dawn for a faint glow. And again, you're going to need a little bit of luck to catch these. High humidity in the forecast over the next several days. It is going to be hot and also wet. We've got thunderstorms in the forecast. So for you farmers that are getting in the second cut of hay, it's going to be tough to bale hay over the next couple of days. Again, dealing with those showers and thunderstorms, especially on Wednesday. Low pressure just to our east, producing some clouds and some showers and storms just to the east. Our weather will be coming in from the west. That'll be our next chance of rain tomorrow. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight lows drop down into the mid-60s. Tomorrow, we're looking at sunshine, the chance of a pop-up thunderstorm, a hot day. Temperatures will be approaching 90. Tomorrow night, the weather looks quiet, very warm and muggy. Overnight lows in the low 70s. Wednesday, a better chance of showers and thunderstorms as low pressure approaches from the west. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 65. Tomorrow, partly sunny, the chance of a pop-up storm, 90 degrees for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Yeah, humid 3 times in a row, just for emphasis here. Unfortunately, it does not change. Usually in 7 days in central New York in the summertime, there's one day that the humidity backs off, but this is just solidly humid all the way through. Showers, thunderstorms for the most part during the day. The only washout looks to be Wednesday, but the majority of these storms will be in the afternoon, relatively brief.
Call it a trifecta, if you want to call it that, but not really a trifecta.
That's supposed to be a good thing.
Yeah, but it's not a good thing for humidity, unless you like humidity, but
Yeah,
I don't.
Some people do.
Yeah.
There's not very many of them.
Most of them live in Florida.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Bill. Coming up next, we introduce...
News with Ben Kinney.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Jason is off tonight. Senator Chuck Schumer was in Syracuse this afternoon to push for more funding for the state's Mesonet Weather Network. It's your top story tonight. Speaking at SUNY ESF, the senator mentioned how the recent Rome tornado highlights the changing environment in the area. The senator touted the New York State Mesonet system, which uses 127 sites around the state to track weather data. Schumer says funding for these sites is imperative to better understand and forecast the weather. The senator also gave an update on federal funding for Rome.
And as we all know, the Mohawk Valley and Rome in particular were particularly devastated. I spoke to the governor, I spoke to my good friend, county executive of Oneida County, Tony Picenti, and pledged support. Right now, just to keep you updated on that, we have a damage assessment phase. We're working hard with the local folks to get the FEMA money to replace the damage. And if you saw downtown Rome and the pictures of downtown Rome, it was devastating, devastating. Never think it would happen here. I've already talked to FEMA and said I want to make sure there's no red tape that gets in the way. We're going to push FEMA and the Small Business Administration to get us all of the money we need so we can help Rome and Loudville and Ilion and Homer and all the other impacted communities. Utica.
Oneida County's 911 center released call data from July 16th, the day that tornado struck. There were more than 2,700 calls for some kind of help. 550 of them happened between 3 and 4 p.m. We have the full call log on WKTV.com. These efforts made by the dispatchers resulted in almost 10,000 radio transmissions after just 3 o'clock. Those efforts helped restore power and open roads as quickly as possible. The Red Cross is setting up shop in a new spot, St. Peter's Church in Rome. If your property was impacted by the tornado, the Red Cross is encouraging you to stop in at St. Peter's. They have caseworkers there to evaluate the damage as well as toiletries and other essential items.
First, we want to thank St. Peter's. Before St. Peter's, we've been outside for days under tents with the heat, with the wind and the rain. So being able to be in a facility like this has just been outstanding. We've been able to work with St. Peter's to help put out items for the community to come in. They've been able to meet with our caseworkers to find out what additional services that we can provide to help them in their recovery.
The Red Cross will be based out of St. Peter's until August 9th. Time now for First Look's forecast tonight at 11 with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. We're talking about a different kind of a storm, a little bit of a solar storm causing the northern lights.
Yeah, we might be able to see them tonight. We've been trying to find opportunities to let people know when we can spot them. Tonight is one of those nights. It's very tricky to see these, but after midnight, we might be able to see this. You're going to look to the north for a faint glow. You see the pictures that a lot of people share. Well, the reality is those pictures in real life aren't quite as vivid. So when you are looking for them, you're looking for a faint glow across the horizon. And again, it's not as bright as some of those photographs suggest. Let's take a look at the forecast as we head into the night tonight. We're looking at dry conditions. The weather should cooperate. Partly cloudy skies. So live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperature is 65 degrees, clear skies, and we're going to hold on to clear skies as we head into tonight. We've got some warmer weather ahead. A lot of humidity in the forecast. We're close to 90 tomorrow, and we stay very humid throughout the week. Temperatures generally in the upper 80s, low 80s on Wednesday. That looks to be the wettest day of the week. Going to bed tonight, you can leave the windows open and maybe run a fan. Overnight lows drop down into the low to mid 60s. Again, tracking our kind of an active week of weather. Some chances for storms ahead. A look at the forecast is coming up. Ben, back to you.
Bill, thank you very much. A Utica man is accused of cutting his ex-girlfriend in the neck with...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. A temperature of 68 degrees. It's a warm night. It's going to get a lot warmer at night as we have increased levels of humidity in store. A live, or at least a look earlier at tonight's sunset. This picture from Marcia in New Lisbon. Beautiful shot there. Clear skies in place. And a couple of scattered showers to our east, but the weather stays quiet locally. These are going to stay out of our area. By the way, that beautiful sunset, part of that has to do with wildfire smoke that we saw from Canada that's made its way all the way into central New York. A very light amount has been around over the weekend, giving us a light haze. It's minorly impacting air quality. The winds are going to carry this smoke to the north and out of our area, so the minimal effect that this has had on our air quality will go away, and things will improve with the haze, at least from the wildfire smoke. Now, it's still going to be hazy because we've got high levels of humidity in place, but I do think that at least that part will improve. Northern lights are possible tonight. Again, we're thinking after midnight. Look for a faint glow to the north. And there's a little bit of activity. Just checked with the Space Prediction Center. And there's some very minor activity now. We're hoping that that's going to ramp up as we head into tonight. And if you're lucky, you might be able to catch a glimpse of the northern lights late tonight. High humidity in store over the next several days. It's not going anywhere. For the farmers that are trying to get their second cut of hay, and bale hay, I should say, it's going to be tough to do. We've got a pretty active weather pattern ahead with some scattered showers and thunderstorms just about every day going forward. Radar and satellite image showing a giant swirl to our east. That's an area of low pressure that's weakening. We're going to be watching our weather coming in from the west for some showers and thunderstorms. Partly cloudy skies tonight, overnight lows in the 60s. Sunshine tomorrow, the chance of a pop thunderstorm. High temperatures will be close to 90. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow night. Overnight lows look very warm in the 70s. And then on Wednesday, we're expecting numerous showers and thunderstorms to develop with highs in the low 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 65. Tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid. A high temperature close to 90 with, again, that chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. Humid, humid, humid. It's not going anywhere, which is kind of unusual. Usually we get breaks even in the middle of summer, but not really seeing any change in the weather pattern here. On and off showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon. Wettest day looks to be Wednesday. Driest day looks to be Thursday as well as Monday. And you can see also the overnight lows are very warm. We're in the upper 60s at night.
Wow. I
Yeah.
think Sam Wessing and I may have jinxed it. We said multiple times this weekend, wow, we haven't had any of that late July humidity at all this year.
Well, we're going to make up a lot of ground.
Yeah, we are. All right, thank you very much, Bill. Coming up next, we introduced you to a